It's the guys at brunch. Guys at brunch. Guys. It's the guys at brunch.
All right, welcome to Guys at Brunch. This is our last episode before 2005, so Happy New Year, everyone.
Right. I'm Nicholas.
And I'm Sean Bradley. Okay, so what I want to talk about, first of all, is like negative stereotypes. And we have all these different shows, like VH1 has shows, Bravo have different shows, and mainly the focus is when we have a black show on these networks or a predominantly black cast on these networks, people are always quick to say, oh, this is another negative show. This is the last thing that we need is another negative show. But I look at it as if I'm looking at this as an escape from my reality. I'm a professional. I go to work every day. I raise my kids. I pay my bills. I pay my taxes. I do all this stuff. So why can't I sit down and watch some mindless behavior for an hour or two once a week and go about my day-to-day life? And it's like I don't know anyone that looks at these shows with black people on there acting ratchet, as they would call it, and emulate that in their everyday life. I don't hang around those type of people. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see an issue with we have black shows on TV acting a fool because we got the white shows on TV acting a hell of a fool countless times. I mean, you got Bad Girls Club. That wasn't started by black folk. That started by white people. I mean, now the black girls on there and the Latino girls on there, it be kicking ass and taking names. But again, you know, you don't get that stereotype from that show. I never hear anybody saying, "Oh my God, Bad Girls Club," because we already know what it's about. We know they gonna brawl.
Well, they do talk when they come to different race. They do come out and say, like I know for Mob Wives, the Italian community, they came out and was like, "Oh no, this is not a good representation of us." And also with Jersey Shore, they came out and said that. And I know a lot of black people were screaming. We've been saying this for years. When Flavor of Love came out, we was like, why are these women on TV fighting over this one man? You know, they were saying that's making our community look bad. So I think nowadays, like a lot of other communities can actually relate to what we've been saying for years. Like, y'all do have these people on television making us look ignorant.
But is it such a big deal? Because it's like, why would the show about sorority sisters? I just think for me that show is catching a lot of flack because the girls are representing their fraternity, their sororities, and on this show probably acting a fool. I've never watched the show. I never had a desire to watch the show. So my thing is, those people that are decrying and crying about this show, about how negative it may be, why are you even giving time to it? Why are you even watching it? I mean,
maybe some of them are not watching it. I think that they're giving time to it because it's a lot of people out in the world that do have cultural ignorance, and they look at shows like that and might think like everyone is like that in that community, and that's what we all get the bad rap when they look at certain shows, and it's predominantly black shows that's acting a fool. Yeah, we do have. They had the Rock of Love for the answer to the Flavor of Love, and you got the Beverly Hills Housewives, but you also have the Atlanta Housewives. But then you got Love and Hip Hop and all of that. So we still are the ones mainly on. I think the reality shows acting a fool, and they do have.
But there are plenty of reality shows where white people,
Yeah, it's some, but do those get the attention like we get?
But again, we watch this show. I mean, because the black community watch the show because technically, in a sense, we feel like maybe that's all we have. But if you don't want to, if you have an issue with it, stop watching it and go on over to the OWN network and watch something over there, or actually, you know what I'm saying? Because I watch the show. Why can't that doesn't mean that's me. Maybe I'm watching it as an escape from my reality. Maybe it's entertaining to me. And those people that did Flavor of Love, we all know they're doing these shows just to get on. They're doing these shows just to get on, to get a platform, to take it to the next level if they have a game plan.
But now, I mean, I believe that most people do reality shows just to get on and make a name for themselves. But I feel like some of those shows do take it to the next level, and this stuff that I can't even watch and I won't watch, like Love and Hip Hop. I won't watch. I
tried to watch Love and Hip Hop, and I cannot complete.
It was too ratchet for you?
I can't. Right. It's just I just have no desire to watch it. I've even people request me to review the show, and I'm like, I can't watch it to review it.
I think it's a good thing when people stand up and say, this shows are too ratchet, take it off television, because you got enough common sense to say this is entertainment, or these people are doing this because they're getting a paycheck. But do teenagers have enough common sense to have that same mentality as you or myself?
But and that starts at home though. That like I always say that, if I blow up whatever, I would always say that I'm never a role model to any child. I would say that the role model is the parent. The parent is one paying a cable bill to allow you to sit there and watch this TV show. They allow you to go to my concert. They allow you to buy my CD. They allow you to buy my clothes, my cologne. Your parent is the one affording. So your parent should be your role model. I would never want to be.
Your parent should be your role model, but I mean, can your parents watch everything that you do? Like if you at at your neighbor's house,
I'm not
or if
saying
you
that
on your cell phone.
I would never try to monitor my child 24/7. That's just a failure in and of itself to begin with. What I'm saying is that it should be an emphasis on look at what my mom, my dad, my guardian is providing for me. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to watch Love and Hip Hop or have this iPhone.
Yes,
and be tweeting
at home
and
that do
IGing.
influence your children, but also their peers influence them also.
Oh, I know that.
And the media. And media is everywhere. It's in magazines, newspapers, television,
there's
the
no,
internet.
There's no
So
way you
I'm
can
just
stop your
saying.
child from watching porn now. Basically, I mean,
but I'm saying it's everywhere. I'm
just
saying it's
saying.
everywhere, and I think parents should stand up and say some of these shows need to be taken off television.
No, I mean, I don't think so. I mean,
everyone
it's
got
freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech. That's right, and their freedom of speech, and they want to express it through.
So
Let's get these shows yanked off the air.
So basically, you're one of those people that will say, okay, well, I don't want my child reading Harry Potter, so everybody in school shouldn't read Harry Potter either.
What's the negative effect that Harry Potter is doing for children?
Some people say witchcraft.
Harry Potter is not teaching.
Some people say witchcraft.
Harry Potter
a
is
bad
not
thing.
teaching children that they'll
I'm
drink
just
to
giving you
your
an
face.
example. Some say witchcraft is a bad thing, so I don't want my child reading about witchcraft, so your child can't read about it either. I mean, that's the leap that you're taking, saying, well, parents should say no, don't watch TV. If you know Love and Hip Hop come on at 9 o'clock on Monday nights, well, damn it, you ain't watching TV at 9 o'clock. Go read a book.
Well, they might feel like it's bringing out a community also. I feel like you should be able to say, okay, I don't want this on the air. And if you can get a petition going and get these shows pulled off the air, that's something good that you did.
But why knock somebody else's hustle, though? I mean, stop watching it. I mean, if you don't want the show on the air, if you stop watching, the ratings will drop and it will be canceled. I mean, that's the best way you can do
They probably
it.
still not watching it.
Because any publicity is good publicity when it comes to these shows. Cause I'm like, I'm gonna say,
For
okay,
who?
now
For them.
for the show, yeah, because it's their bottom line. Look at the interview, all that negative publicity. Everybody's interested in watching that movie.
It
now.
works. Look at Star Jones, who made a big fuss about basketball wives. They took the violence out of it, so it works. It works when you express your right.
I watched that show. Let me just
let
say
your
this.
voice be heard.
The reason why they didn't take the violence
out.
out when she voiced it, that was in season 4 when they took the violence out. Because the reason why they took the violence out was because they allowed Tammy to sit there and completely bully. I mean, literally bully that damn girl.
They took the violence
on
out
that
when Star
island.
Jones
She basically
started
she tormented that girl on
Xing
that
people.
island. After she tormented that girl on that island, and
But that's what
everybody
she was known to
reacted.
do.
Yeah, but once she tormented this girl was non-threatening. She didn't do anything to her, and she completely tormented this girl. Went through her purse, through her phone, did everything. She completely tormented this girl.
I believe
and
that
once
they took
that
the
happened,
violence out after
that's when
Star
they took the
Jones
violence
made
out
the big
because
noise.
everybody,
I
even
believe
people that's
that.
like, yeah, hit that bitch in the face. Even they were like, wait a minute, girl, you done went too far.
I
That's
believe
why
it
they
was Star
changed
Jones
that.
who got the
It
change
wasn't no
on that
Star
show. I
Jones.
believe
It wasn't
that.
no Star Jones. It was everybody.
Bullying still went on the show though.
It was everybody. They calmed it down after that because I was horrified. I was like, I want to jump to the screen and beat Tammy's ass.
And I'm sure you turned in next week.
I sure the hell did.
Okay, so all right, we're gonna take a break and we'll be right back.
Radio on Fire is a digital network covering breaking news, sports, and entertainment. Check out our daily programs, articles, and all types of exclusive urban content right now at radioonfire.com.
All right, welcome back to Guys at Brunch. Okay, the other week I was driving my kids around doing some Christmas shopping, and we saw this woman. She had to be about like 23 to 26. You know, she's walking. Obviously, she was going to work because what she had on, like she was going to work. And so she was a thick woman, not fat, but thick as in nice ass, nice chest. My kids were like, and I have boys, 16 to like 21 in the car. It's 3 of them. So, you know, they were just like, oh, damn, look at her. Oh, damn. That's what I'm talking about. She'll make you want to stay in the house and all this. You know, they doing all that talk. And I'm just rolling my eyes like these fools. And so then one goes and says, oh, she's a thot. She's probably a thot. And I'm like, why would you call this woman a thot who's obviously going to work? Y'all three in this damn car don't have any jobs. 2 of y'all are 20 and 21. Sorry, NIGGAs. You know, just sorry. But you call this woman a thot who's obviously going to work. And it's like, and it's like women take that, what a man created, a thot, saying you're a thot, and women take that and then apply it to other women too. So it's like you're helping victimize yourself. And I don't get it. And it just irked me so bad. I was like, but y'all are broke. Y'all don't have nothing to offer.
You saying they
any
help
woman.
and victimize themselves because they get in a relationship with the guys?
No. Because they take the word and apply it to another female too. So a phrase that a man came up with to degrade a woman.
Well, you know what that kind of remind me of? The N word and the B word. I mean, that's the same thing though, right?
In a sense, yes, it is. But those words have been around forever. I'm talking about something that was created now. It's like, and you're taking more words and bringing more negativity, and then you're applying as a woman. Then you take that word and apply it to another woman that a man created to denigrate, you. And I'm like, I don't get it. It's like, why are you picking up these words that a man made or a phrase that a man made to call you a whore? That whore over there, and then you take it and apply it to another woman. And I'm looking at my kids like, y'all call this woman a thought, and she's obviously working. She didn't look like she was a thought to me. She didn't look like she was a streetwalker.
Well, a thought, I mean, I'm thinking you can be a thought in word, right? I'm guessing.
But how would you know that she's completely covered up? She's going to work. She's minding her business.
What was your son's response? Did you ask him?
Oh, shut up! You make me something. You irky. You so irky. You always gotta say we broke. And I'm like, but yeah, she has a job. She has something to offer somebody. You ain't got nothing to offer nobody, but you want to call her a thought.
She might want to offer her thoughtness too. I don't know. I mean, I feel like if the word is out there, once it's out there, I mean, of course people are going to use it, even if you're a female. I don't think you should not use it. I mean, I think that,
but to me, it's something so weird about it. It's just something so wrong about that. I don't know. Like, and if people that do watch my say Sean Bradley channel, I say bitch and hoe left, right, and center. But what you would notice is I call myself a bitch and a hoe 10 times over doing my one sitting. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's just because that's what I'm a hoe like me, Right. And so that's what I do. But it's like I wouldn't take something so negative and just start applying it. It's like somebody just came up with another word that described fag. So if somebody said fag, but it was something else, and then we started using it on each other, that was. You get what I'm saying?
I think like the B word, all the words that you just said, they all are negative words. I don't care if they've been around ages, they still are negative words. And if you're referring to yourself as those words, then it's still like the same thing. I think that's, for me, to me it's kind of being hypocritical.
No, it's not.
Because a word got age on it that you can use that word to degrade someone.
I'm saying that word is already out there, so it's not going anywhere. But this whole
thought
just came out maybe a year, 18 months ago.
This word might be here to stay. Either way, it's the same thing. I feel like it's the same thing. Am I wrong? Y'all have to comment on this.
I'll give you a prime example. And I'll give you a prime example where I'm going with this. Because my kids would never sit in the car with me and say, "Oh, she a bitch," or "She a hoe." But they can sit in the car and say, "Oh, she a thought." And I'm looking like, why would you call her that? You know what I'm saying? But because I wouldn't.
A thought. What is a thought?
It means that hoe over there.
Oh, so it means that hoe over there. So they can't say hoe or the B word, but they can say thought. It's the same thing. No, you don't think so?
It's like saying ninjas instead of niggas.
It's like saying the N word but putting the A on it instead of the ER to me. I think it's the same exact thing. They disrespecting the female in front of you. So if they use the B word, or they use the whole word, it's the same thing as a thought. To me, it
does equate to be the same thing. I agree with that, but I'm saying they can technically get away with. You can say thought on TV all day long without being bleeped.
Well, you can say be and hoe and who and everything.
Now, in certain instances, you can, but most times
the words that you can't say on television now is the F word. But the other words you can say the bitch word. You can say the whole word. So what's the difference, really? TV allow it. You allow them to use the thought word, so why not allow them to use?
I don't allow them to use the thought word. I mean, that again.
You said they can say that in the car with you. They know that they can use thought, but don't say.
In the car, I wouldn't go like, "Oh my God, don't say that." I'm like, what are you doing? Like, if they were to say the F word or the B word, I'd be like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" I'll be ready to slap the piss out of them. So again.
I feel like they both are disrespectful words. I wouldn't say either in front of my parents.
But you have common sense. Nature,
Well, you got to teach them common sense. You got to teach them. Don't use those words in front of me.
Okay, I'm putting like this. As a parent of a 16 to 21-year-old that are not my biological children. Okay, biological children. All right.
But they know better not to say. If they know better not to say hoe in front of you, if they know better not to say the B word in front of you, whore or anything else, then you let them know. That need to join with those other words. Don't say those words in front of me. I mean, it's just out of respect for me.
Baby, okay. I get what you're saying, but it's very hard when you didn't raise a child to mold them a certain way.
Right,
when
but
you
they,
get them
like
when
you
already
say,
molded.
They know better not to use the other word, so just let them know that word is on the group with the other words. It's in the same group.
I just think it's sad that. My point is, I just think it's sad that they've created another word. A man has created probably a sour nigga. They created another word to denigrate a woman, and then you see women turn around and call other women thoughts too, and it's like I'm just like, oh, okay.
I always felt like that for the faggot word. Like, I don't use that word unless I'm here and I'm explaining something about it. But I always felt like if you use the faggot word or nigga, to me, it's like, how can you ask someone else not to use it? Like, if I'm using it and I'm in the gay community or the African American community, I can't look at someone else and say, you can't use it, but I can. I'm an advocate for equality. So for me, if I don't want you using it, don't matter if you're in my community or not, I'm not going to use it. You got to be the example that you want to see, I feel like. So for me, I always felt like that was an oxymoron. Oh, I can use it, but you can't. Like, no, you can't. I mean, I never got that.
I don't know how I feel. Honestly, if I think in my heart of hearts, I don't know how I feel about the N word. I don't know how I really feel about that.
I always say, like, if you don't know how you feel about it, how would you feel about it if a white person who walked in this room didn't know you and used it in front of you? Would you feel a little disrespected? Yeah. Well, that's how you feel about the word.
No, but I'm saying as far as me using it, I'm saying I don't know. If I really think about it, if I'm being honest with myself, and I really think about it, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if I feel like, it shouldn't be used or it should be used. I think in entertainment, if I'm making music, if I'm doing comedy, I have no problem using it. But in my everyday conversation with people, I wouldn't use it. But if I'm being Sean Bradley, I would use it definitely, but if I'm being Bradley or just being Sean, right, I wouldn't use it. So I'm saying it depends on what I'm doing and what hat I have on and how I'm using it. So in the everyday conversation, no, I wouldn't use it. But if I'm being, say, Sean Bradley, right, I'm gonna use it.
Right. I always say this: you be the example that you want to see. Like if you want, however you act. If you want someone else to act in a certain manner, this is the way you should act. So for me, I feel like the thought word and all those words, they are disrespectful words to a gender, woman, right? So I'm not going to say someone is a thought. I'm not going to say someone is a bee. I'm not going to say someone is a hoe because I don't like disrespecting anyone, like no certain group. If I don't want to disrespect you, I don't want to disrespect you at all. I don't care if the word is new or not. So I think if you use one word, I feel like it's a hypocrite to say you shouldn't use it because it's a new word, So for me, the whole thing, it kind of reminded me of the whole Bill Cosby thing. Like, because, everyone was calling Bill Cosby a hypocrite. They was like, oh, you can't say this because, you got your own skeleton in your closet or whatever. That just popped in my head because people were saying like, oh, you can't say this, boy, pull your pants up when you did this and you did that. I'm just saying, like, before you give advice on certain things, I think you should probably look at yourself in the mirror first.
You should. I think you should. But that's what I'm saying. If I honestly looked at myself in the mirror, I don't know how I really feel about that word. I mean, honestly saying, I don't know if I feel like, on one hand, professional Bradley would not be using that word. I don't cuss. If you watch my shows, you know I cuss like a sailor, but at work, they don't hear me cuss at all because I'm a professional. You need to be able to learn how to change your face, switch hats, and I don't think we're teaching our children that too. Right. That's one thing I don't think. But again, so it depends on where you at and what you go, what element you're in, I should say, like that. Like my partner. So,
but when you say professional wise and then it's Sean Bradley, are you doing that? I mean, basically, you can be Sean Bradley and use curse words basically because what? For the paycheck?
No, because that's my comedic timing. I'm comfortable doing that. I don't feel forced. Like if somebody said, "Oh, you curse too much when you're doing your reviews and you're doing your comedy," but if I have to consciously think about it, it doesn't feel real. It feels forced. Right. So if just me being me, just going out the rip, of course the MF gonna come out, a B gonna come out, a F gonna come out, a hoe gonna come out. It's all gonna come out because I'm just going out the rip, being just my base ratchet self in a sense.
So but is that the real you though?
No, there are many. No one is one person. No one is one thing.
I get that. I was just asking. You said I'm being me. I was just gonna say like on here, like
it's
I don't usually curse unless I have to. Like if I'm since we was talking about that, and I felt like okay, let me say the B or the whole word or faggot or nigga. I don't curse in my personal life at all. Professionally, if I'm at work, if I'm with my friends, I don't use none of those words. So for me, I'm not gonna come on camera and be. For me, I'm just saying. For me, I don't want to come on camera and be different and then start using those words. That's why I was just saying. Like, is that really who you are?
No, it's part of who I am, right. And there are many different parts of me. You know what I'm saying? On one hand, I'm a professional. On one hand, I'm a Southern boy. I'm very different. On one hand, I'm a veteran. I'm some very different things, right. And so depending on where I am, certain audiences, certain audiences don't care for me going around acting a damn fool, run up down motherfucker, this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that at work. I wouldn't do that at work. Right. So it just depends on where you are. Know your audience. And so the people that come to see Station Bradley, they come to see the MF, the B, the H, the O, all that.
I get that. And I'm just asking because I believe know your audience, but also believe in staying true to yourself. That's all I'm saying. Like, whoever you are. But y'all let us know what you think. Leave your comments about this topic and all other topics we discuss. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Guys at Brunch. Okay, so the governor in Michigan just signed a bill last week to drug test all recipients who receive welfare. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's a fair thing to do?
I agree.
You think you should drug test anyone who receive welfare?
In this day and age, what are we testing for? Are we testing for marijuana or are we testing for hardcore drugs?
All substance. Any illegal substance that you come up positive for?
You know what? A year ago, I would have said yes to everything, but since you got states that are that marijuana is now legalized in certain states,
in Michigan, it's not.
I know, but you know how this thing works. It's a couple states started off, and the next thing you know, it's sweeping the nation. So I mean, just like gay marriage. Now, come on, work with me.
Oh, I get that. I'm just saying.
So with the marijuana, I'm like, but everything else, I definitely agree because again, government assistance is for you when you need it. It's for you to help you get back on your feet when you falling down. It's to help you get back up. It's the helping hand that you need to get back up. How you gonna get back up if you high all the time? So I definitely agree. But again, for those that do fail the drug test, then what? Are they gonna be cut off immediately? And if they do get cut off, who's gonna suffer? Is it gonna be them or is it gonna be their children? So I mean, it's very murky. It's very murky. So
right. I feel like if you're targeting people who receive welfare, and I always say, I'm an advocate for equality. I don't believe in targeting one group of people. I feel like anyone who get tax dollars, if you're gonna make them take a drug test, then you gotta drug test grandma, grandpa, the politician, because these are all people who are benefiting from our tax dollars.
No, grandma, hold on. Why grandma and grandpa got to get drug tested?
On social service, Security.
But you do realize that they worked all their life and paid into that to get their money back.
But that's the thing. Some people who was on welfare or unemployment, these are people who worked and put into the system, and when they fall on a hard time,
and some people didn't work and put into the system either.
Some did.
Okay, you know what? This is my stance on the people that's on welfare and cash assistance. And I'll say like this: don't do the drug test. Don't do the drug test. Have these people get out every day, put on a vest. A yellow vest, orange vest, pink vest, green vest, whatever it is. Have them go out there and pick up the trash, clean up these damn neighborhoods 8 hours a day. If I got to go to work 8 hours a day and work, and you taking my tax dollars to sit on the couch every damn day, some of y'all not all.
How can they look for work? How can they look for work? Or take care of their family if they might be on the benefits because
how are some of them gonna look for work when they high? So I'm just saying.
Well, we know people use drugs. Look at the governor in Canada, who test,
the mayor. But again,
Governor Mayor, Mayor Barry, may he rest in peace. I mean, we know people can function high. I'm just saying, is it fair?
Can he function high? Can he really function high?
I feel like they're targeting welfare recipients. It's a discrimination to me.
Why is it a discrimination? Basically, the government is paying you to sit at home and get high all damn day.
They're not paying you to sit at home and get high.
But break it down to layman's time. That's what is happening.
You know what? Last year in Utah, they passed this law, and they spent $30,000 to test the recipients. And guess what? Only 12 people came up positive.
Well, maybe Michigan feel like they have a problem.
I feel like they think it's gonna they feel like they targeting a certain group of people.
Why? Because white folks is more white people on government assistance than black folks.
Yeah, but I mean, when people conservatives target people, I mean, yes, a lot of people. I'm just saying.
Stop. Michigan is a blue state.
Well, he's conservative, Mr. Snyder. I'm saying when conservatives or whoever they target people, it ain't always about race. It's about your class too. It's about low class. It's not always. I'm not saying that I wasn't screaming, it's about because I'm black. I'm just saying if you low class, they targeting you. They don't care if you black or white.
What I'm saying is, to me, the drug thing is basically it's redundant. We already know folks on drugs, whether you rich or poor, somebody somewhere on drugs. Okay, let's just remove that mule right now. What I'm saying is, those people that are receiving government assistance, since we can't guarantee that they are actively looking for work, at least look, 16 hours a week, we need you to come in here throw this vest on, go outside, go out there and clean up this neighborhood. We need you to do that. 16 hours a week. That's all we ask you to do. You can't do that.
How about you bring in the paper that's saying you out looking for work, or you bring in
I can
proof
forge that paper.
That you you apply
How you gonna
for jobs
do proof?
and
How you
things
gonna be
like
proof?
that.
All you gotta do is sit at home all night and apply for the job, and you get an email back saying you applied. We got your email. I can do that at night and get it to you the next day.
I mean,
and not do nothing.
now they do actually make, you have to like go through like the workforce programs and stuff like that. And
But how long? But you can't do that every day. You go there, give me your information, or something come available. So I'm saying, why you go through the workforce, give me your information, give me your skills. I'm gonna put it out there, put some fillers out there for you. Get a little head hunter. While we doing it, I need you for 16 hours this week. Meet me over here on Pratt Street. Let's go ahead and clean it on up. Simple as that. What's so hard about that? So basically, you don't even want to do that.
I would say put them through school, help them get a skill so they can actually benefit from it later on in life, and then put back into the system. That's what I would say.
I mean, but again, I agree with everything you're saying, but I'm still saying clean up the neighborhood too. Why you got to at least put in some honest work. Look at my tax dollars at work. Look at it. I'm driving home. I'm paying taxes. Your child got on Jordans, but you on welfare. Your weave is tight, but you on welfare. Your nails done, but you on welfare. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm driving home. My refrigerator half empty. I'm like, how the hell am I feed these damn kids? I got to pay all these bills to pay, but you on welfare living large and in charge. But you can't go out there and pick up the damn trash.
Living large?
For them, apparently they like it. Apparently they like it. I love it.
Can they go shopping when they want? Can they go on vacation?
Apparently they can.
No.
Some of them don't have the desire to go on vacation.
Well, yeah, we get them out there.
Some of them
get them out there into the job field.
This is some people's vacation.
I'm
I'm going to DC for the weekend. That's their vacation. That's some of these people, and that's sad.
Oh well, it is sad. But
white, black, green, yellow, blue. It don't matter.
Benefits, I don't think that's going to help.
I didn't say snatch benefits. I'm just saying put in work for it. Put in a little bit more work for that, and people wouldn't be complaining about it. If I saw my tax dollars really at work instead of at home feeding Tyrone, who just got out of jail and got on his damn home monitoring system on his ankle, eating up all your food on my tax dollars, I got a problem with it.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
Well, y'all let us know what you think. Do you have a problem with that? Do you think anyone who received, well, I guess the people who's on like welfare, do you think they should be out there cleaning the grass and that, what is it?
16 hours a week.
That orange vest on the
look
side
at
of the
some
road,
of them. Look at them neighborhoods and the trash everywhere in some of them neighborhoods that can need to be cleaned up and need a little elbow grease. 16 hours a week ain't hard. Come on now.
Okay, well, y'all let us know what you think. And that's all we have for you for this episode, The Guys at Brunch. Please subscribe on YouTube. It's free. Why not?
Right. Like, damn it. Comment.
Right. And follow us on Facebook. Yeah.
All right. I'm Sean Bradley.
I'm Nicholas.
All right. Bye, y'all. Happy New Year.